You're watching Fox 10 AZAM.
A Sun City business is destroyed. This is in an overnight fire.
Yeah, Anita Roman is on scene near 98th Avenue in Bell, and she's showing us how much damage was there from overnight. Anita?
Hi, you guys. So we're just looking because there's a little bit of smoke that's coming up now from the corner of the building. So fire department, came back out just to make sure nothing major flares up. In the meantime, 1-800-BOARD-UP. Construction is here, and they have started boarding this business up. This was a dance studio up until about 3:30 this morning, 3:35 exactly is when the call came out. I do believe, here we go, firefighters are heading in, Mike, right over here. If you can see through the hole here, they're kind of taking a look before we board everything up, which is always interesting to see how they do their job. So we have a different perspective because we're usually not on the inside. But we do have chopper video, so I want to show you that because that's yet another perspective. It looks like at least half the ceiling on this building is gone. So again, 3:35 this morning, came out as a first alarm fire. 5 minutes later, just 5 minutes later, first crews arrived. They're just down the street, upgraded it to what is called a second alarm fire. So that means they brought in more resources, 75 firefighters on scene. We had Sun City West taking the lead, of course, but Phoenix, Surprise, Peoria, Glendale were all out here ready to assist. We talked to the fire department about a possible cause. We also talked to the owner of the shopping center. Let's hear what they had to say.
Intense to full occupancy was involved. It had blown out the front window, so the flames were overlapping onto the mansard. And then one of the neat aspects of it was there was a lot of magnesium. Whatever was up in the attic was raining down.
All right, you guys. So we're just kind of looking at the firefighters. They're giving each other a thumbs up and taking off. So I think that we're in good. Are we good? You guys can keep going? Oh, here, tell us what happened.
I don't know. There's just a little bit of smoke coming out of there, so they're going to put water on it.
Okay, putting water on it. So we're going to move back because we don't want to get wet. Law office right next door. This was a vacant building, a Metro PCS, and then we have a Thai restaurant down at the other end. We talked to her off camera last time. She didn't want to talk on camera, and she said she's just waiting for power and gas to be turned on. She does have smoke damage in there, and you also had a peek at the law office, and it's bad in there. No fire damage, but we do have the smoke and the water damage in the law office. So here we go, fire department pulling the hose out of the Sun City fire and medical truck. We're still live, you guys. So they are going to make sure that little hot spot is out, because if they don't and it's boarded up, can you imagine if it started flaring up again and got even worse? Because this was a very, very intense fire. Mike, pan up a little bit. Look at the roof here for me. Right over here above you. Right over here. Just look at how bad that was while we're waiting for that water stream to come out. But look at just how bad it is. You could see that the fire was moving up, and that's the one thing that the investigator told us. Because I did ask him, yesterday was the 4th of July, are we thinking maybe some fireworks landed on the roof? And he said, it's too early to tell, but just from the looks of it, this fire started on the ground initially and then moved its way up to the ceiling. So again, firefighters back at it out here this morning. It's been quite a day for them out here in Sun City West, trying to put this fire out. They did a fantastic job. So as they were fighting the fire early this morning, we had like I said, about 75 firefighters. So they set up a ladder truck all the way at the other end of the Thai restaurant. They started wetting that down. So basically they were able to stop that fire from moving across, because had they not done that, this whole building probably would have been destroyed, not just the dance studio.
The hard thing, Anita, is great job out there, by the way. And I know you talked to the property owner earlier this morning, but when you think about the law firm and everything that was burned inside the dance studio, for a lot of these small businesses, that is their livelihood.
It is, and we don't know if he's been able to talk to the owners of the dance studio just yet, but just down in one of the other buildings, not very far from where the dance studio is located, is an available space. So I mentioned that to him, and obviously it's up to the owners of the dance studio as to what they want to do, but it's possible they may be able to move in there temporarily. The owner did say he has insurance. He will rebuild. No one got hurt. That's the silver lining in all of this.
Anita, this is quite the coordinated effort here. Do you have any idea, the firefighters go back in there, they hit a spot where smoke was flaring up. Do they wait a certain period of time before they start to board it up again, or does that happen kind of simultaneously? Do you have any idea what that process is like?
I would imagine, but let me chat here. This is the owner, Kowalski Construction, the board up company here. We know him because we see him on so many fires out here this morning. How long do you have to wait for the firefighters to give you the go-ahead to start reboarding and board again?
As soon as they leave, then I'm okay to go back in. As long as I'm not hindering fire operations, then we're okay.
You don't have to worry about it flaring back up at this point, though. They would tell you, just wait.
Well, we always worry and we always watch to make sure that it doesn't. But, if we see something, then my first job would be to contact them so they can come back.
And that's what happened in this case. Our producer, Jen, is asking how often the firefighters come back. They don't. In this case, they didn't. Kowalski Construction it boards up so many fires. Like I mentioned, we know them because we see them so often, but they board up so many fires that there's a protocol. So he said if it's a small flare-up, they will actually send one of his members to go to the fire department, which they did just down the street, let them know, hey, we're seeing some smoke. Do you guys want to come check it out? He said if it gets really bad, they call 911. So that's why the fire department came, because the board-up company actually went over and got them and said, we need you guys to come look at this. So they're very well versed as to how the whole thing works.
Yeah, very good. Anita, thank you so much. Great job out there. Some live images for you this morning as well. Anita, thank you.